junction here. And we're gonna have the Night Plume that rolls a double lives to see if they can bait out all the damage that HBSE has to offer and counter them after that fact.
Yeah, Nova's going to be very elusive. It's going to be, I mean, you have your
A
infinite...
little bit more difficult.
Yeah, if you can really delay the Nurza early game rotations here, make sure that he doesn't get as comfortable as we speak of, because game 1 Musang King, he had a field day. He was taking every single resource on towards the Gorge, which made him like no more team fights. The Shadow Tyrant is freely given over to the enemy team, which was what happened in that game just now. But hey, that's game 1. These pro teams, they have all it takes to bounce back in game 2. This will be Grand Finals game 2. HBSC taking on Nova.
Nova Esports right now must win, dare I say. I think that they cannot be down 0-2. I think that that would be a world of hurt for them. I mean, they've been there, and they have not been able to dig out of that hole at times.
I can feel your call. I can feel the aggression coming out from Nova Esports as well. They have pushed Guiyu to use his flash in this 44-second mark. And right now, Xuan knows about the rotations. What can he do with this information?
Yeah, but Juan might not be in a great spot. He's going to try to just get under the tower. That was a good gank attempt by HBSC, but the vision from Juan made sure that he was going to be safe.
I mean, if they can get this secure, they would be good. It does get secured by Waypit. Great movement. And now Waypit is level 2, which means Sea of Fate should be available.
Yeah, and going into this one, but the Space Sprite is going to be the next big piece. Those Severing Surges are going to be annoying. Juan just dealing with the minions, taking that out. Waypit maybe goes for the steal. He doesn't want to risk it.
No point risking it, right? We've already seen the difference between two of the top tier teams, especially we're only left with this two, right? One minor mistake, HBSE turned that into a huge advantage against Nova in game number 1. You don't want to make the same mistakes. Lessons must be learned.
Yeah, must be learned at this point. And I think Nova Esports, if anything, this is one where you're kind of like, okay, let's funnel to the right heroes, the right amount of net worth. CY is the guy, Muchi's the guy. Everyone else is kind of secondary on this lineup.
So right now, it's looking like they want to go for the setup here, but it's not going to be working. Xuan going to be just pushed away, has to use the flash as well. Here's the big problem for Xuan though. He is having a level gap against Guiyu. Guiyu is freezing the lane.
Freezing the lane, making it tough for him. I mean, Xuan is now going to be 4, but you don't have Flash. Now you've got to play a little bit scared in the sense that, yeah, you have Final Frenzy, but if you're out of position, you're out of position.
Yeah, and once again, HBSE putting maximum value across the gorge here, taking the steal of that camp on that Spike Tail Beast. Not the biggest loss, but all these little things add up. You can see there's a very slight gold advantage going to the side of HBSE already.
Yeah, taking that one. And again, just more farming efficiency with Musang King. Once he hits that point and he's flying in with that Skyfall to that backline, you're looking at the Nova squad. I mean, Wendy and Muchi and even Waypit, very vulnerable.
Yeah, very vulnerable indeed. Especially if Muchi is going to be forced to use his Splash or his Infinite Vases early before this 4-minute mark, right? And that's totally possible with Vivi, because with the rolling rate, the frag grenade lowers your defenses, you get to be taken down really quickly, really easily as well.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're talking about lane matchup, the Lady Soon and Loom in a vacuum, not looking at players and all that, you're gonna give the edge to the Loom though, right?
I actually give it to the Lady Sun. Because
okay,
with the lower defenses, yes, you can kind of get your way out with the Infinite Vases, but in terms of pure damage output, I would give, because of the added mobility, to Lady Sun.
Okay, all right. Let's see how that one plays out. But Vivi has really stepped it up in the KIC, right? We got to give him props, because there were definitely questions of, like, is he able to carry this team? And you're seeing this is a well-oiled machine, and Vivi has been a critical component of that.
And that is a perfect timing to hit, right? Vivi, do we think he has the best performance in KIC today? Not yet, right? But he has improved significantly since day number 1.
Yeah, you don't have to be the best player in a team of all-stars. I mean, Guyu's been the guy, Musang King as well. They've been having a lot of eyes. Also Jihong, right? And as well as Jay. Everybody's really been in the spotlight, so you don't need to worry. All you need to be is just consistent, and you're able to end the games.
Like we said, right? HOK is not about an individual game. It's really about the team play. The better team will win, whether you like it or not.
Okay, I hate that, because when I lose my ranked games, I'm just like, no, they were not better than me, right? I just had some really bad teammates.
Well, too bad. Right now, Guiyu actually manages to pull some attention away from the side of Nova. Although they have prior over this Tyrant Pit, which means this one should go into the hands from the side of Nova.
Well, the ultimate shell was committed by Vivi. I thought he was going to get that steal, but just not enough damage. I mean, CY with that smite. This is a different game number 2, taking that first big neutral.
Okay, but with that being said, now then is, can you get the free damage in? Flaming Palms, really important to be landed by Muji, needs to be on the important members as well.
And look at how CY being aggressive. This is what you want to do. They didn't do this in game 1. They didn't contest. Musan King. He was off the map almost the entire game, came back in with all of the weapons that you could ask for because his farm was just out of control.
Yes, but the main thing here is the fact that they're not stopping this use. Small camps being stolen over time will add up, and even though they're keeping close right now, Nova doing a good job. HBSC, what a position to be in. They have the goalie, they have a little bit of map advantage, and even though they gave away the Tyrant, it looks like Nova couldn't find any value with it.
Yeah, I like it how you bring that up. I mean, the small things, right? And that's really what helps propel these teams to that advantage when they take it, because like the big mistakes these two teams do not make.
It's very important. Goal sharing, the fact that HBSC is actually maximizing the goal sharing by making sure that it's always 3 different members, right? So Zhe will get tankier, and right now Muchi.
Yeah, Muchi, he was going to be on, but Waypit tried to go. Vivi's going to flash away. Zhe shows up, and he's just like, hey guys, where's the party?
Yeah, the save comes in, and Muchi will be sent home, but hang on!
Oh, in the mid lane, Musan King getting very low. CY gets first blood, taking him down.
And he will survive as well!
Oh, She-Hulk tried to flash on forward, but here comes Guyu, gets the double, taking them both out.
Not allowed. Every single time Nova feels like, okay, we got the advantage. HBSC take the cane and whip their backs.
I mean, Guyu, just the timing, right? I mean, he's always there when you need him. Oh, Waypit taking a lot. Oh, the Sea of Fate on out. Jiyoung putting that pressure on.
Yeah, this is a tight situation once again for the side of Nova, but this is where the most minute of differences will be had. Unending Sorrow going to be used. The heals coming out, super valuable for HBSC.
A lot of value, right? That sustain, just being able to just hide in that mid lane. Something to take note of. The sustain from the HBSC side is legit, right? I mean, you also have the Dolia as well. They could literally sit under that tower at times.
And you know, Jody didn't even have to use his heal, which is a big concern for the side of Nova, because if you can't force out the common spell usages, you can't force out the ultimates as and when you please, bad situation.
Yeah, the Unending Sorrow, he's going to be aggressive. Infinite Vastness used by Muchi. He has to just stay alive. But Xuan chasing after VV, not able to get any catch with a Skyfall, and Xuan in a bad spot, but the final frenzy, and he gets on out.
Yeah, I mean, he had his ultimate. Now it's gone. If they catch him
CY
again,
with that Heaven and Earth, sorry. And, it's going to be the end of that.
Yeah, if Xuan gets taken out again, then it's not going to be a good case because he does not have the Undying form again. So we'll take a look at Nova here. What kind of moves can they make? Muji, no more ultimate as well, just has the flash.
He does have the flash, but he's going to be aggressive. He's being supported by Waypit in that top lane. And in this mid lane, this is super annoying. I mean, the amount of pushback and the heals, like you can't really deal with these two without a numbers advantage.
I mean, that's why the answer was really clear. Now, the attempt onto Xuan, he's not going to give his life here for sure, but it's more about trying to be present to make sure that the amount of damage that they can do on the structures is not going to be enough.
Yeah, and Nova Esports, now they're going to get jumped on potentially by Guyu, who's kind of dashing, like poking and prodding a little bit, and Nova Esports are like, okay, we got to play a little bit safer. Let's extend this game, even though they're down about 2K.
Xuan, this one.
Oh, the flash away, the Skyfall goes right in, the Final Frenzy's going to be used a little bit early, but he's going to be fine. Gets on out, using those skills to the maximum here, and now CY, he's going to be stunned. Muchi showing up, the Unending Sorrow completely dodging out that Flaming Palm, but CY looking to hound in forward, he's going to back off now.
Nothing. It's all a bait, right? Nova being baited out. Take a look at what's happening at the top. This is all to make space so that you can actually get the split push off. And this is going to be a guaranteed T1. Now, even with all of these distractions, HBSC, they've managed to get the gold lead as well.
Yeah, and I mean, Nova Esports, they expended a lot of ults, and all they did was survive, right? They didn't get any sort of advantage out of it. They were actually pushed back. So HBSC, very happy with that. And now with these long cooldowns on, I mean, now you can take the Tyrant essentially for free.
Yep, so it's a 1-for-1 now. They get the next Tyrant of the game, 8.5-minute mark. This is also a position where you get to hold strength over Nova. You don't allow them to take unnecessary fights. Or if they take a bad fight, you win, you get the 10-minute mark Tyrant.
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of what they're looking for. But again, the HBSC, the way that they're kind of dodging most of this, and the Unending Sorrow used it with that Celestial Melody from Zhe, keeping himself alive.
Yeah, but look at the value. Now you're constantly pulled across the map. Nova have no answers. T2 at the bottom being pressured as well. T1 in the top, taken. And now, all of a sudden, 3,000 gold ahead. HBSC very much in control.
Very much in control, and you're seeing this map control by the HBSC side because you have the Ninja. You can be anywhere and you're able to provide all that damage. We saw this in the Blacklist International Series and where Joshi was able to go from lane to lane at will.
Yeah, and this is where it gets very irritating because Zhong is tanking so much. And once you force this ultimate, okay, you think it's over. No, the refresh comes in from the side of Zhe. And Zhong once again,
they go actually decide to go in the infinite fastest. Guyu not scared, diving the T2 tower. And now Guyu taking a couple shots. He's going to be backing off. Juan is still up in there trying to deal with them and trying to push them away. They take the bottom T2. And now Juan is in a bad spot. The final frenzy, but CY looking to go in. He might have dove in way too deep. CY is getting focused, but Nova Esports somehow survive with all 5 members.
Survive, but they're limping. Look at the value. HBSC get everything on the bottom side of the map as well. Azure Golem, this one going into the hands of the side of Zhe. They want that CDR, they want that magic regeneration as well, for the mana regeneration, sorry. And with that, it's going to be 3,000 still ahead. And this is a Shadow Tyrant on the hands and on the menu.
Yeah, looking to take this one away, but they forced Nova Esports back. And I mean, HBSC playing it to the perfection. I mean, yeah, it's great to get those kills. CY looking to hound in forward, but Jihong with that sustain, the unending sorrow. He's gonna go forward, tries to go for Wendy, who flashes over the wall. Guyu's gonna look to chase. He's got to go golden, but Wendy gets picked off. Guyu finding him out. CY gets that revenge, but here comes the Skyfall. He wants to go on to Muchi. In the bottom side, you're seeing that VV's just going, but CY with his Heaven and Earth mode is just looking to chase VV down, gets that pick with that triple kill, but Jihong gets the return.
And there's a cleanup. HBSC still take the better end of this fight. They are in a much better spot. Musang King is at level 14. He has the level advantage. He has the Azure Golem as well. And Zihong can wave clear. No issue for this guy.
And we knew going in that the junglers, all eyes would be on them. Both of them surviving. The fact that they were doing all that damage, they're on the back line tearing it up.
Yeah, they have no answers. Nova right now, they have to try and seek what is this next move that HBSE are planning, right? Because it seems like at every corner, every turn, every decision that Nova makes, HBSE knows about it, and they're making them, they're punishing them for it.
Yeah, I feel like HBSE right now are doing like the Minority Report. They know what's coming, right? And so, I mean, DJ can break it down.
Mission report, 1999, and we're going straight in. This is the flash by the side of Wendy here. And look, the Splendor was a great move, but Guyi is ready to trade his life. And this buys a lot of space for Vivi. Vivi did well to last so long, which binds attention away from the side of Nova's lineup, which also gives Musang King the ability to finish off Muji on the other side. So it's a big trade. Farm laner for farm laner, you don't really care at this point.
Yeah, you don't care too much, but CY with that Heaven and Earth mode, not able to get the Tyrant, and now Nova Esports really have no reason to fight, especially since they've lost Muji here.
Yeah, and Xuan's gonna be taken down as well. And you see the main difference? Yeah. CY is always in the middle of the entirety of HBSC. And at the same time, Musang King is free to do whatever he wants. That Tyrant was free for the taking. No one there to bother him.
Yeah, CY, when he goes Biggie size mode with that Heaven and Earth mode, I feel like he's just like a bigger target. But like, okay, actually we just back off from this giant monument, but now they find CY. They're gonna do a decent amount of damage. He's gonna see off fate out of this one, but now HBSC turn their attention to the mid lane.
Yep, they have 55 seconds to do as much structural damage that they can. And looks like one more kill, Wendy.
Oh, Wendy gets sniped out. Jihong with the play, just way too much. He thought he was fine.
Dude, this version of HBSC is just so entertaining. They're so strong. There's no gaps.
No gaps whatsoever. They're taking everything. You step out, they find Wave Pit. They get the pick off. Infinite Fastest all back for Muji. They take the T3, and now CY running for his life. He's gonna hide under this T3, but they don't care. HBSC in the enemy base are looking to take game number 2 in a bit of a hurry, but Nova Esports, they don't have the minions right now. They will be here. Jihong does the play on Muji. He's been stunned. He's going to be back in his fountain. Chuan is going to be picked off. And now HBSC just waiting their time for the next minion wave. But finally, Guyo a little too deep at this point.
They still lose this. If they choose to aggress again, they can take this. But HBSC, very disciplined. They say, we'll back off. We've gotten what we came for. We're taking the 2 T3s in the mid and the bottom. And with this, a 7,000 goal lead as well. HBSC, just a completely different beast in the grand finals.
I mean, the only thing holding them back was the minion wave, right? Like the Nova Esports lineup, they have a decent amount of wave clear. So that it gave them essentially a lifeline, but for how much longer?
That took me a little bit because Wendy, he actually used his ultimate there to try and get the wave there when there was no minions, which meant there was one more opportunity for them to get that engage as well.
Look at that mid get diff right now. I mean, 10.2 to 7K. Wendy, you were talking about trying to make those plays, but man, he is really struggling at this stage. They're down 6.7, but a lot of that is kind of in this mid lane.
And they need the damage. And Muji, his strength is single target damage, and right now, Nova, can they steal this away?
Yeah, CY's in that one. The Overlord, the potential steal, and now that stun, Musan King takes the Overlord. HBSE taking everything this game.
And here's what's going to happen for HBSE. They're going to start making sure that the waves are going to be synchronized. 3 lanes at the same time. Nova cannot defend this. You have the defense by Wendy, that's AoE, but no one else, maybe wave hit. Everyone else is a single target damage biggie.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, right? And I mean, the way that HBSE have been playing this with all 3 lanes pushing it out at the same time, it's like a well-choreographed ballet at the end of the day.
Yeah, man, this will be a symphony of skills here because take a look at what Nova is. They have to group up, and this is a perfect situation for Musan King to dive in, or maybe even Guyu as well.
Yeah, they're looking to go for this one. I mean, Nova, I don't even think they can defend. They've been completely pushed away. They take the top T3, the bottom was sieging as well, and now HBSE looking to close out this game.
And we are very near that 2-0 now. Nova trying to defend with their life.
He goes right to the back line, finds him, but Wendy goes golden. He's going to stay alive just for now. He's going to be picked off, and now with the infinite fastness, it looks like Muchi's going to be back to safety. CY gets picked. HBSE taking everything from Nova as they chase it down. They take down Muchi, and more importantly, the Crystal is there. They have the Vanguard, and they will take game 2.
Dominant performance by the side of HBSE. Very clean. Every single answer, every single attempt shut down by the side of HomeBois. Black through Esports. What a game.
Jump on the train. It's the HomeBois train right now, and they are dominating back-to-back games in a similar fashion right now.